We are live. Hello, everyone. This is welcome to the January 15th, 2026 Special Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee meeting. I am Councilwoman Marilyn Rossetti, and I am the chair of this committee. This meeting is broadcast live on HPA-TV's Xfinity Government Channel 96, Frontier Government Channel 6032. It will also be streamed via hpatv.org, the HPA TV Facebook page, and HPA TV, Apple TV, Amazon TV, and Roku TV apps. It will also be made available on the HPA TV YouTube channel. That's a lot of HPA TV. I would like to acknowledge everyone present today. Tonight, we have our Corporation Counsel, Jonathan Harding. We have our Assistant Majority Leader, Amilcar Hernandez, and we are waiting for one other council person or more, but I know of one that is confirmed. So we will give it a second, so to speak. Uh, I don't know if I should try to. We'll just wait a minute. We'll just wait a minute. We'll be right back.
Marilyn, this is normally when you start singing, so you could kind of keep some music in the background. That's what I used to do. So you're more than welcome to.
Oh, you want me to sing, did you say?
Yeah, so that way you keep some music, while we're on
Okay.
hold.
Okay.
You know?
Would you join me? Oh, no, we don't have
No,
to sing.
no,
Thank
there you
God,
go. We don't have
Councilman.
to. We don't have to. Saved by the bell.
Saved by the bell. So we are now joined by Council President Clark. We have a quorum and we can proceed. So tonight's agenda is as follows. We have 2.1, Mayor Arul Aplam with an accompanying resolution to approve a tentative agreement for a successor collective bargaining agreement between the City of Hartford and the Hartford Firefighters Association, Local 760. And with us tonight to give us the information and update us on that is our Corporation Counsel, Jonathan Harding. You're on Corp Counsel.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good evening, everyone. So I want to run through this fairly quickly, just on a top line level. The next collective bargaining agreement will run from January 1st of 2025, which is the end of the last contract term, through June 30th of 2029. In terms of financials, the agreement will only have retroactivity going back 6 months to July 1st of 2025 instead of the beginning of the contract or beginning of the end of the previous contract term. It'll start with an 8% general wage increase. Then on July 1st of 2026, it'll then proceed with a 2% general wage increase. Then January 1st of 2027, 1%. January 1st of 2028, 2.5%. July 1st of 2028, 2.5%. January 1st of 2029 at 3.5%, and July 1st, 2029 of 3.5%.
Uh-oh, you're on mute now. How did that happen? Huh.
I'm not sure how I did that.
There you go. Okay.
So that's the gist of the financials. In terms of other terms, there are a series of tentative agreements that both 760 and the city agreed to, including a change to the step structure for firefighter classes. It was to eliminate one higher level step and eliminate the lowest level step in order that new academy recruits start at higher base pay. Let's see. Do you want me to go through all of them or just the more?
Let me, and Councilwoman Surgeon has joined us. Why don't you've given some preliminaries. I think I could open it up for questions, and then if there are things in particular people would like to ask, I think that would be a better way to do it.
Okay.
So I see my colleague, Councilman Assistant Majority Leader Hernandez has his hand up.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so thank you, Madam Chair. So Attorney Harding, I have two questions. I'll ask them back to back,
Sure.
and then you can decide, how to answer them. So one is, I did notice that the agreement is through June of 2029,
Yep.
but one of the items there is to commence on July 1st of 2029, which is the 3.5%, and that's beyond the period of this agreement. I don't normally see something like that in any of the agreements, and that may be me that haven't been exposed to, to some like this, but I have never. And I just finished negotiating like 3 contracts. I've never seen that. So, assuming that that's correct, that that's okay, that that's acceptable, then my follow-up question to that would be, if and when the union and the city retake or starts negotiations, assuming in 2028 or whenever it is that the time frame is to start negotiations, that would be to be effective July 1st of 2029. Would they be able to renegotiate this percentage that has already been agreed in advance? Would that be an issue? And I'm just thinking about perspective, like in the future, would that be an issue that they already agreed to 3.5 to a year that's not part of this agreement or this period? Would they be able to renegotiate that? That's one. And then, not related to this topic, would be the question of the 8% that's retroactive to July 1st of 2025. I do remember during the budget season that the mayor mentioned that he had built in some additional funds, in preparation for some type of increase for these union members. I don't know what that percentage was or what it was that was built in. The question is, financially, are we capable of retroactively make these payments of 8%, which is a pretty steep, percentage for 1 year? And if so, would that cause any fiscal or financial detriment to the city based on where we are today, based on what we know, where we are today, year to date?
Okay, I will take the last one first. So, with respect to the 8% that affects the current fiscal year, the impact is going to be about $3.31 million. That can be accommodated by the funds set aside, as well as any other bits of contingency available. I will note that it was made easier by the fact that the retroactivity didn't go all the way back to January 1st. It started in July.
Correct. I did notice that the 6 months were cut, so that was good. Definitely good.
Okay. As to your first question, yes, it is very unorthodox. I will note that Local 760 felt very strongly. I think their reasoning was that when these negotiations drag out, there's a period of uncertainty, and there are no general wage increases while the new contract is being negotiated. I think this year was sort of case in point of that. I think their members wanted to ensure that there was some general wage increase built into that negotiating period. Obviously, it would be the intention of the parties to not begin any general wage increase until probably 6 months into that next contract term, so that there isn't sort of a double wage increase by virtue of this. But that's sort of the logic behind it. It is definitely unorthodox. It is definitely something that Local 760 felt strongly about.
And Madam Chair, through you, my last comment would be that yes, it is extremely rare. Never seen it before. I do understand why the union wanted this, right? And especially given how long it took for this particular contract to be ratified or agreed upon. I can see why the union will ask for something like this, and it makes sense. However, it does put the city on a disadvantage from a negotiating standpoint, because now we are already committing to a 3.5 to 4 years in advance for a total new contract and agreement that we haven't even started negotiating. So it does put us on a disadvantage, but I understand that it is to the benefits of the union members, and they definitely deserve to be treated with that level of respect. So I appreciate that, but it does fiscally puts us in a tight situation, because it cuts our ability to negotiate to the best interest of the city. But But I do understand that it makes sense, and I fully support, that particular strategy.
And I would hope that, obviously 2029 is a ways off, but I would hope that both parties would respect that this concession was being made now and will negotiate in good faith when this issue does come up in 2029.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. I also want to mention that Councilwoman Rosado has joined us. Are there other questions from my colleagues? Councilwoman Surgeon.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to echo, those are my questions. The 2029 contractual, which I've never seen, and I've been involved for several years within the city, and that was a little bit eye-opening for me. So understandable, because it took so long to get to this point. So I truly understand that, 29 going into a new contract, there may be some, at that time, it was just a little bit different. That's what I would say than anything else. And Councilman was right in the sense that when we did this year budget, the mayor did say he did put some money away, in this year's budget. And not knowing how much that was, because it wasn't specific, that was my issue is, with an 8%, do we have enough in this 25 budget to take care of the first percentage that is in agreement until we do 26 budget later on?
Yes, through you, Madam Chair. Yes, the answer is yes. There was money that was set aside. As I understand, it was set aside with the expectation that the retroactivity would go all the way to January 1st. Instead, it was negotiated that retroactivity would begin on July 1st. And as a result, those funds and some other funds will be able to cover that.
Okay, so again, I didn't see that in the budget. So I'm glad that we do have something set aside to cover this first 25 budget agreement. As we get ready for 26, 27 budget, that's a whole different issue. We'll take care of it now that we have an agreement. So thank you for clarification and that clarification, because those were the two issues which jumped out at me when I saw the contractual agreement. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Councilwoman Rosado or Councilman Clark, any questions? Seeing and hearing none, may I get a motion? I think Clark and Hernandez are voting members, as I remember.
Yeah, you're correct.
I make a motion to send this back to council with a favorable recommendation.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Molly, I don't think you were.
Councilman Clark has to second it.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstain? Motion passes to send it back favorably to City Council. Being no other issues or questions or thoughts tonight, I am making a motion to adjourn. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Good night, all.